What if I told you that the key to turning £0 into £4.5 million property empire was already within your reach? My name is Alfred Dzadey, and I discovered this one skill. It took me from being unemployed to owning millions of pounds in property in the UK. It's a skill that you might not have known. Maybe some of you have never heard of this skill too, but it's something that with the right people and the right help around you, you can most definitely change your life. I'm talking about a skill that has allowed me to be free. I don't have to work with anyone, and I'm in control of my time, and I can work from wherever I want with whoever I want. Trust me, it's a privilege not hearing a manager setting up a 2-hour meeting on a Monday morning. This skill is fundamental, but actually putting it into practice is something that comes easy. With the skill I'm about to share with you, you need to find the right people around you. I went from losing my job at the start of the pandemic to generate thousands of pounds in passive income every single month. You might be wondering, Alfred, how can I possibly achieve your level of success? Well, let me tell you, just a few years ago, I was in the same spot as you might be right now. Scrolling on YouTube, thinking of the best business to start. I know exactly what you're feeling right now because I was once there too, but I didn't know where to start. That's why in this video, I'm going to break down my journey, the skill and how you can use it to not just dream about financial independence, but to actually achieve it. I'm going to talk to you about my very first property investment to building a £4.5 million property portfolio. I will share everything that I learned, all the ups and downs too. You will learn how to start from zero with no experience and how to position your mind to spot opportunities where others see none. And I'm not just going to tell you about the victories because that's the easy bit. I will reveal the mistakes, the lessons learned, and how you can actually avoid the same mistakes that I did too. Trust me, there were lots of mistakes. This isn't just my success story. It's a detailed roadmap for anyone looking to change their life. So if you're ready to learn how to actually live the life you want to live, I recommend watching this video to the very end. And remember, if you can go from being unemployed into owning a portfolio with over £4 million, imagine what you can do with the knowledge and strategies I'm about to share with you. So for me, this journey started way back in 2016. I was 23 and I had just landed my job as a contracting project manager coming out of uni. I'm not sure where some of you are from, but in an African household, parents will be super proud working for a known brand such as Jaguar Land Rover. I had done what they wanted, study, get a good degree, get a good job, 40k a year starting salary. I had made it in their eyes, so I was happy until I wasn't. I had started to get a lot of doubt creeping into my mind a year into working. Every morning, the same routine, the same office walls. Yes, it pays the bills and more, but did it fulfill my dreams? No. I was renting a place at a time, so even though my bills weren't sky high, I still felt that did I want to live a life where every day was the same? Retire at 68 with a small pension and a life where I felt unsatisfied? In fact, funny enough, they're talking about raising the pension age to 71. So that's 48 years of doing the same thing every day. I felt all this ambition, aspirations to be wealthy young, but what was my reality? It was like I was running on a treadmill, lots of effort, but I was going nowhere. But here's where things get interesting. Fast forward to 2019 and things start to change. I come across a skill that can provide me time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. Guess what it was? Property investing. That's where I saw people's lives change. That's where I saw generational wealth being created. I just wanted that, just not the wealth, but for the freedom it represented. So I invested into property education, and let me tell you, it was like I'd been given the map to a treasure I'd always knew was there. So bear in mind, whilst I was still working at Jaguar Land Rover, in my spare time, all I did was learn about property. But it wasn't easy. I had to learn so much new information, all these new concepts, but I was ready because it was the way out I'd been searching for. Starting out, the biggest hurdle wasn't the learning, it was the loneliness and the journey. My boys, my family, they didn't understand this drive at the time. One thing growing up in an African household is that they love stability. But the moment you mention that you want to grow something in the meantime, no one really understands. I needed to find people in the game. I needed to find mentors. I needed to find a network. When I found that, that's when pieces started to fall in place. We were all different, but we shared common goals, which was succeed in property. In my network, everyone was different, but we all wanted to be successful with large property portfolios. And trust me, these people had crazy portfolios. It was the first time for me getting exposed to all of this. I always say, do whatever it takes to get exposed to people who have built wealth and learn from them. As I got closer, their wins were my motivation, and their support gave me the added drives to succeed. Now, there's a philosophy that I go by: who, not how. No, it's not a cheesy saying. Those 3 words mean everything to me. For me, that was a game changer. Why struggle alone when I could be around people who have already done it before? I joined a like-minded community of entrepreneurs who were focused on HMOs, exactly what I wanted to do as well. And it worked. I didn't just learn about property, I learned about focus, persistence, and the power of a strong network around me. And then 2020 rolled in. I purchased my first property investment Feb 2020. The pandemic in parallel came on and I was hit hard. I lost my job and my income went from 5k a month to £0. But in that chaos, there was a gift. It gave me time. Time I'd always said I needed to get ahead. Before losing my job, I always used to say that everyone that was successful in property had time and I didn't. I told myself that to make myself feel better. Well, now I've got that time. The pressure is on for me to succeed, so I doubled down. I can't lie, it was scary, but wasn't this what I had asked for? This was only possible because I'd prepared for the opportunity that was in front of me, which was I had invested into my education prior to this, so I was knowledgeable and I had the network to help me execute. I had one property and a vision. I had to prove, not to the world, but to myself, that I could do this. I started to document my journey and something amazing happened. People started listening, watching me, reaching out to myself. My personal brand was growing, and with it, more opportunities. Investors, students, even agents took notice of me. I became the go-to guy, not just for deals, but for the knowledge and everything related to property investing. I won multiple awards, invited to speak on multiple stages, featured in multiple news articles. Learning the skill of property investing had allowed me to help other people on their property investment journey too. It led me to create a mastermind program. I will speak more about that on a different video. But in our mastermind, we wanted to mainly teach two pillars: finding good deals and raising finance. That's what we teach because that's what works. It's a formula, a process that is scalable, repeatable, and more importantly, it gets shit done. And that's what grows a property portfolio. Not just putting money into random properties. I've seen some funny property deals, and when I ask them, they're like, I just wanted to get an investment property. But you need to be strategic and smart about what you do. Every deal I have been in, it's been more than just the numbers. It's about the location, buying and holding for income, a long-term view on investing, and your ability to be able to raise capital to scale, even with no experience. That's the most important part of the game. You could have the best deals in the world, but without capital, they're just numbers on the paper. It sounds like this is an easy process, but trust me, it isn't. Investors back out, deals fall through, and every time you're tested with a new problem. But here's what I know. Every no, every setback is not a full stop. It's just a comma, a pause before you find another way. That's resilience. That's what this game builds in you. You learn how to become resourceful. Now, with this one skill, how do I see the future? Well, for me, it's about sharing everything I know and documenting the process right here on this YouTube channel. I want to help others create their future with less friction. Why? Because I went through all these ups and downs, so that now this blueprint is to share for all of you. If you're ready to start your journey and are looking for that one thing to give you the life that you truly dreamed of, treat today as day one. Use this video to fuel your journey to start gaining knowledge. So that's my story of how I went from being unemployed to owning my own multi-million-pound property portfolio. I'll see you on another video.